Welcome to today's Explainer. Okay, so today we are diving into something truly special. We're going to break down an incredibly engaging 4-day lesson plan that's designed to teach children how to express gratitude through poetry. Over the course of this curriculum, the students get to explore rhythm, rhyme, and some absolutely beautiful vocabulary, all building toward one ultimate goal, crafting their very own thank you poem. Here is our roadmap for today's lesson. Welcome to poetry, brainstorming our happy topics, modeling our masterpiece, collaborative verse building, writing your independent poem, and finally, reflection and celebration.
All right, let's jump right into step 1. Welcome to poetry.
So, the lesson kicks off with a really fun retrieval activity to get those creative gears turning. The students are asked to listen to Eric Finney's thank you letter. And if you look at the workbook layout, the poem uses this incredibly vibrant imagery, stuff like blazing days on beaches and ripening apples, pears, and peaches. It's such a perfect example of how words can just flow together to clearly express gratitude. To make sure everyone is actively listening, the teacher uses what's called a 3-question pause. It's a brilliant little technique. It prompts the learners with 3 things. First, what is one specific thing the poet is thankful for? Second, how does the poem actually make you feel? Are you happy? Maybe calm? And third, if you were writing to the sun, what is the very first word you would use to describe it?
Moving right along to part 2, brainstorming our happy topics.
Now, before anyone puts a pencil to paper, we have to talk about our tool belt. We're talking nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, verse, and rhyme. And what I love here is that the source material doesn't just treat these as dry, boring grammar rules. No way. They are framed as the actual magical building blocks we need to build emotional and descriptive poetry.
And to really lock that vocabulary in, the instructor fires off some rapid-fire questions. Think of it like a quick brain test. They ask things like, which keyword describes exactly how an action is done? Can you think of a rhyme for the word bright? And hey, what's the fundamental difference between a noun and a verb when constructing your sentence?
Next up is a fantastic audio exercise. The students listen to a track filled with these wonderfully rich, descriptive words. Words like warm, magical, and shining. It totally warms up their brains. From there, they start building their very own colorful vocabulary mind webs using words they've learned in previous lessons to prep for the big writing phase. Okay, check out this workbook layout. This is where they introduce idea sparkers. Basically, the kids are asked to anchor their poem to something that genuinely brings them joy. It could be literally anything: a specific person, a favorite animal, a fun activity, a beautiful natural place, or even just their favorite kind of weather. And here we see that pause and reflect technique again. It helps them narrow down all those zooming thoughts. So they have to definitively choose just one happy topic. Then they pair it with one describing word from that audio track, and finally visualize it. Like, if you chose a natural place, what is one specific thing you can actually see there?
Which brings us to section 3, modeling our masterpiece.
This is the phase where the teacher models the whole brainstorming process using the ocean as an example. Look at how they organize their thoughts into these neat little columns for nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. It creates this super structured, easy-to-use word bank. Doing this makes adding rich details to a final draft an absolute breeze. To make sure everyone is following along, the teacher asks the class to interact directly with the table. They'll ask, hey, which adjective here means wonderful? Or which verb describes how the water feels? Then they invite the class to practice on a completely new topic, like the forest. What are 3 nouns we could use for the forest? It just ensures everyone really grasps the concept before moving on.
All right, on to step 4, collaborative verse building.
Writing from scratch can be intimidating, right? So to heavily scaffold the process, the students are placed in mixed pairs and given this super simple 3-step puzzle template to draft a shared verse. Step 1, dear blank. Step 2, just a line to say, thanks for blank. Step 3, you blank. The focus here is really on finding a good rhythm and feeling. The teacher reassures them that matching sounds are great, but perfect rhymes, totally optional at this stage. As a team, they actively work to fill in the blanks of that template. They discuss how to complete Dear Whoever, what adjective and noun combo fits best for Thanks For, and what verb phrase perfectly describes how their shared topic acts or moves. Doing this collaboratively takes so much pressure off the initial writing process.
And now for the main event, step 5, writing your independent poem.
This is where we hit the independent learning stage. The students flip open their workbooks, pick their ultimate idea sparker, and write their own short solo poem.
And to really make it their own, they are encouraged to add a personal touch by beautifully decorating the edges of the page with colors and doodles that match the specific mood of their masterpiece.
But right before they put pencil to paper, the teacher asks 3 final planning questions to spark that last bit of creativity. Number 1, which idea sparker did you actually choose? 2, can you find 2 words with similar sounds to give your poem some rhythm? And 3, what specific colors are going to match your poem's vibe?
Finally, we reach Section 6, Reflection and Celebration.
Here the lesson shifts gears into broader critical thinking and peer assessment. It asks the kids to ponder something pretty deep. What is the absolute best way to say thanks? Is it saying it out loud, sending a handcrafted card, or just through simple kindness? After thinking about that, they're asked to find 1 star or compliment for their partner's poem, and the teacher asks who is brave enough to read their work aloud to the class. Then comes the gallery walk. This is such a dynamic way to celebrate everyone's hard work. The classmates literally walk around the room, read the decorated verses, and leave what's called 2 stars and a wish, meaning 2 genuine compliments and 1 gentle suggestion. Plus, they log 2 brand new vocabulary words they discovered from reading their peers' work.
This entire 4-day journey is just brilliant. It takes learners from simply analyzing Eric Finney's original poem on day 1 to confidently writing their very own on day 4. It all wraps up with this wonderful, unifying quote adapted from the text. "You are all friends on planet Earth who know the sun's worth."
To close things out, the teacher asks everyone to reflect on their absolute favorite day of the journey and gives out a home assignment to write a 6 to 8-line poem on a topic of their choice. It's a gorgeous example of how a little structured scaffolding can turn a totally blank page into a canvas for gratitude. And honestly, it kind of makes you wonder, right? How could we apply this kind of structured creativity and reflection to the way we express thanks in our own adult lives? Thank you so much for joining us for today's Explainer, and we'll see you next time.